I created G-plans out of nutrition frustration. One day during nutrition studies at Duke University, we came across a revelation. We discovered that everyone has a completely unique metabolic structure and type. Eating a generic diet program will not get you the results you want, and you will continue on a path of yo-yo dieting forever. Ultimately, sustainable food programs are built within your own specific metabolic template.
I eat what Dr. G tells me to eat for my metabolic type. I don't call this program a diet because I eat more than on other programs.
Hello and welcome to another nutrition masterclass. I'm so glad you're joining in with me today. I see here already Gina checking in, and we asked a fun question today, kind of about your favorite things of the fall season. Lots of things to love there. Gina said hoodies. I'm right there with you. Oh, I love when it's getting a little cooler outside. Absolutely love it. Well, we're going to get started today in just a few minutes. So today, what we're going to be discussing with fall time approaching is how to stay on track with your goals through the holidays and the winter season as well. So with holidays and with just the colder weather in general, it can definitely be a bit of a more challenging time to stay consistent with your goals, stay on track with your plan and your exercise routine, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to go over some tips, some things that are helpful today to keep you going and make sure that you don't lose progress through this part of the year. And do want to mention another thing today. We have a great deal. So if you are a G Plans member, and if you're currently on our monthly subscription, you're definitely going to want to check your email after this presentation today. We are going to have a really good deal. So it's going to be almost 80%, 79% off the regular price for the annual year subscription. So you'll be able to take advantage of 79% off. That's just $97, and you'll have your membership to G Plans for that full year. So definitely check that out at the end of this call. Really, really good time, and a good time right now, kind of before the holidays too, to get locked in and stay consistent with that plan. So we're going to get started here. I see a couple more people checking in here. Karen, good to see you. Coloni, good to see you there. And great to see you. Well, we're going to start with our presentation, and I just want to give you a reminder, if you do have any questions, comments, anything come up throughout this presentation, please feel free to add that in the chat box. I love to kind of open up that as discussion time at the end and answer any questions that you might have come up. So we'll get started here in just a second. All right. Okay, so how to stay on track with your goals through the holidays. Okay, so we're reaching the time of year when the weather is cooling off and the holidays are approaching. Research shows that weight generally tends to increase more during the fall and winter months than during the summer months. This time of year can be the most difficult time to maintain your weight, but it doesn't have to be. When you do have a plan in place and know a few tips and tricks to help you along the way, you can enjoy the season without sacrificing your progress. Today, we're going to discuss ways that you can stay on track with your goals and limit any weight gain through the winter months. But would like to ask you at this time, let me know in the chat box, feel free to add there, what is usually your biggest challenge when it comes to exercise or healthy eating during the winter or holiday season? Let me know, what's the biggest struggle for you? What's your biggest challenge during that time? I would love to look that over at the end, and we can kind of talk through that as well. So why is it so difficult to maintain weight over the winter? On average, U.S. adults gain between 0.88 or 2 pounds between the months of November and January. This weight gain is primarily due to an increase in the amount of calories we consume over the winter months. Holiday gatherings, snacks at the office, baking at home, and generally being indoors more often can contribute to this increase in caloric intake. Research has also shown that in general, we tend to be more active through the summer and more sedentary through the colder months. Lower levels of activity means fewer calories are being burned on a daily basis, which can then contribute to weight gain. While the holiday season and winter months can be a really tough time to maintain your weight, with a little planning is so key. You can still enjoy those events and holiday treats without sacrificing that progress. So, how to stay on track through the holidays? Number one, most important here, maintain your routine. So if you've established a good routine with your healthy eating plan or exercise, don't fall off track with your routine through the winter months. Continue to eat consistently without skipping meals and stay on track with your plan. You may need to find, of course, an alternate form of exercise in the colder months, but make it a priority to keep up with the routine you have established. So this is such an important one. So if you're on track, you're doing great with your healthy eating plan, it can be common when it gets cooler. You might be tempted to maybe skip meals to almost save calories for maybe certain events, or you might find yourself busier through the holiday months and skipping meals that way as well. Definitely want to limit that because with maybe that thought of saving calories for an event, that can lead you very often to overeating during that time. So keeping that consistency going, staying on track with your plan is key. And then, for example, if you're in a great walking or jogging routine outside right now, keep your exercise routine going. So if you're doing 3 days a week, keep it up, but look for a form of exercise that, of course, you might be able to do inside when it gets a little too cold. With that being said, stay active. Even if you do not currently have an exercise routine, you may find that you are also less active in general through the winter months. It's important to find alternate ways to stay active because even with no change to the amount of calories that you're consuming, reduced activity means fewer calories are being burned on a daily basis, which can then lead to weight gain. So this could look like finding an indoor area to go on a walk, staying active by completing body weight exercise during commercial breaks if you're watching TV, or trying an exercise video at home. So exercise during the winter, of course, may look a little bit different, but find what works for you. Out of sight, out of mind. This is a helpful one. When it comes to festive treats throughout the holidays, try to keep these out of sight at home as best you can. When there are lots of calorie-dense treats out on the counter or easy to access, it can be tough to walk away. Simply keeping these goodies stashed away in a cabinet or just plain out of sight can help to limit temptations and keep you on track with your plan. So sometimes it can be tempting if you see something out on the counter, almost every time you walk by it, you're tempted to just grab something. So eliminating that visual cue, hiding that item, can really take away that temptation for you. And practice mindful eating. So we're often definitely in a rush through the holiday season, which can lead to multitasking during meals. Studies show that those who eat while distracted are more likely to overeat. This is because when we are distracted, we are less in tune with our feelings of fullness. To prevent this, try to focus on your meal and limit distractions while eating. Take a few deep breaths before a meal to help you relax and keep your full attention on your plate. Try as best you can to avoid watching TV or scrolling on your phone as well while you're eating. So try to really enjoy that meal, stay in tune when you're eating. And if you're eating with others, enjoy the conversation and enjoy that meal in front of you. Limit office treats. So if you do work in an office, the holidays can be a time where there are always treats around. If you don't have a plan in place when these extra snacks and goodies pop up, it can contribute to weight gain. Ensure that you pack healthy snack options to bring with you for the day. Know that it is totally fine to treat yourself on occasion. Just stick to smaller portion sizes and focus maybe more on your favorite treat rather than having some of everything. You may also try having your lunch or a healthy snack before you have a treat or sipping a glass of water. This can help you to feel a little bit more full and help to reduce the amount that you consume. Second here, limit liquid calories. This is a big one too. During the holidays and winter months, it is common to consume more warm beverages like coffee drinks, lattes, or hot chocolate, as well as alcoholic beverages also. Many of these drinks are very high in calories and sugar and do not cause you to feel full. Limiting the amount of high sugar drinks you consume is a great way to reduce your overall calorie intake. So maybe try sipping on a warm herbal tea or lemon water as an alternative. And if you're going to drink alcohol, focus on sticking with mainly sugar-free mixers and maybe limiting the amount of drinks that you have. So, how to enjoy holiday events without sacrificing your progress. So, lots of events, lots of parties coming up. How do you attend these and not sacrifice your goals? First and foremost, plan ahead. So, before you leave for that event, make sure that you have a good plan in place. Without a plan, you might find yourself overindulging. You might decide to maybe stick to one alcoholic drink at the event or have one portion of a dessert. Decide on the plan that you feel comfortable with before you leave and then stick with it. Eat before you go. So maybe have your meal, have a snack, really emphasizing protein and fiber before you leave for your event. This will help you to prevent from feeling like you're starving once you arrive and eating more maybe than you wanted to. This could be something, the snack could be something like deli meat and carrots or fruit and nuts. In addition to a snack, also have a full glass of water and continue sipping water throughout that event. This will also help you to feel a little bit more full so that you can stick to smaller portions. And with reducing your portions, you can always still enjoy the foods you like at events. Just focus on keeping those portions smaller. It can help to focus on filling at least half of your plate with fruits or vegetables and a quarter of the plate for protein and the other quarter of the plate for either higher carbohydrate foods and desserts as well. This will help you to stick to smaller portion sizes of higher, more calorically dense foods and fill up on more lower calorie, nutritious fruits and vegetables. And I have a visual here of that plate. So just a little example for you. If you can fill up half of that plate with mainly vegetables, maybe some fruits as well, and leave a quarter of that plate for more lean protein choices if they're available. And the other quarter of your plate, you could kind of split that between more higher carb foods and desserts. So what that is going to do is, of course, make sure you're able to fill up on this high fiber fresh vegetables, and you limit the amount of those higher carb foods that are generally going to be higher in calories as well. All right, so bring a healthy side dish as well. If you're going to a potluck style event, use the opportunity to bring a healthy option with you. This will allow you to ensure that there will be a healthier choice available and will also give everyone else attending a healthier choice as well. Most of the time, it's really, really welcomed that there's also some healthier options available as well. And don't stand near the food. So rather than standing near the buffet table, move around the room, step away from that table. Getting away from the table a bit will help give you a little bit more time to think before you go for seconds, and it will allow you to focus more on socializing during the event as well. Okay, so in conclusion here, the winter months can definitely be a tough time to maintain your weight for a variety of different reasons. Very often, wintertime weight gain can be attributed to simply falling off track with your routine. In order to reduce the chances of winter weight gain and maintain a moderate body weight year-round, focus on following a healthy diet rich in whole, nutritious foods and maintaining or increasing your level of physical activity, especially during the holidays. So keep that routine going. Make sure you're staying consistent with it and be on the lookout for, of course, this combination of less activity and more calorically dense foods. When those things kind of come together, it can definitely lead to weight gain. But sticking with your routine, keeping your exercise, your activity level up, finding a new source, way to exercise indoors if you need to, and staying on track with your plan, it's going to have you right on track to have a successful winter and holiday season. And this time too, we're about to end our presentation, so please feel free. If you have any other questions for me at this time, please add those in the chat box here. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, Gina says can't walk outside when it gets cold. Absolutely. That's one thing that can be tough when through the winter months is, yeah, if you are, of course, right now exercising primarily outdoors, maybe even before it gets a little cooler, try testing out a few other forms of exercise, or maybe a new location, a place you can walk inside as well. Then you're ready to go once the temperatures do drop a bit further. Lots of great resources that you can follow along with exercise videos on YouTube, or even looking for maybe a piece of exercise equipment, cardio equipment that you can have in your home as well. Super important to make sure you can stay active when it gets colder. And yes, Wendy says there, desserts everywhere. Absolutely. So again, staying on track with your plan will definitely set you up for success. I know a lot of the times it can be tempting to even start to eat less during these months and kind of save calories for things. That can really backfire on you. So make sure you're sticking with your plan, you're eating consistently, getting lots of good nutrition. It's really going to help you stay on track. All right. Yeah, and I see Anne here says, won't walking outside when it's cold burn more calories? That's a great question. So yes, in general, when it is colder outside, we do kind of get a bit of a metabolism boost. We do burn more calories to regulate our body temperature. So if you feel fine to walk outside in the colder months, that is fantastic. Yeah, keep it going. But I would say it's always good to still have a backup option. So even, if it's snowing, if it's getting very cold, or even if it's just raining outside, it's great to have an alternative on those days even. So you won't fall off track with your exercise routine. You can stay consistent, can have a backup option or alternate choice of exercise there as well. All right. Yeah, Sally says she bought a stationary bike and a hula hoop. That's awesome. Yes. So important. I even like you said, Sally, having a couple options, a couple things that you can do at home. Very, very important. So definitely explore that. And again, it's important to find what you enjoy and what works for you. So focus on that as well. Great input today. I hope this was a really helpful topic today. I do want to remind you as well, I also have my email in the chat box here. It is my name and then at gplans.com. You'll see that there in the chat box. Feel free, if you have any other questions today for me, anything maybe a bit more personal, feel free to send me an email there. I'll get right back to you. And do want to give you that last reminder too. If you are a current G Plans member, definitely check out your email after this call ends today. So you're going to have a great option to be able to join our annual membership for, again, almost 80% off. So really great time to do that. And then next week for our topic, we're going to be talking about kind of going in line with the holiday season, how to prevent stress from affecting your nutrition goals. So that can be a very important piece as well, especially during the holidays. So we're going to dive into that next week. I hope you'll join me then. And hope this was a helpful topic for you today. Again, please feel free, send me an email if there's anything else, any other questions you may have. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Hope to see you next week.